So I just put $5 of gas in the car because I drove all over the place this morning. I think I've got about 20 bucks. So we ended up at Mountain's Edge. Sounds really cool. It is cool. It looks nice. But it's far away from everything except for Durango casinos. I know that they have Stadium Baccarat there. So let's check it out, see what we can do. So a couple of things that I've noticed as I've been dashing the doors for the past month is that a lot of people prefer that you drop their food off at the front door, even if they're home. Is this, I don't know if I've always wanted to like get the food from the person, but I'm curious, how many of you prefer to have it just dropped off at your door? Is it a security issue? Perhaps, I don't know. What's your take on it? Do you prefer dropped off at your door or someone to hand it to you? Okay, the reason why I bring this up is that my first order was a smoothie. So it came with a straw, but it was just a single one, right? So it said drop off at the door. And I said, oh, I'm here. I like messaged them so they knew. And then they're like, drop it off at the door. I'm like, okay, but it was windy. And I noticed that the straw was like blowing around on their front door. And I thought, that sucks, man. I don't like that. Anyhow, let me know in the comments what you think. Here we are at what's called Stadium Baccarat. It's just a bunch of monitors in front of a dealer who can deal multiple hands at one time. They just did a shuffle, and so that's what you're seeing her do right now, is just kind of go through the cards. The way Baccarat works is that you will place a bet either for banker or player, and then you also have side bets. And you're hoping that the cards that you get dealt, usually it's 2 or 3, will add up to the number 9 or closest to 9. And so let's see what happens. Okay, player gets an 8, player gets a 3, that reduces down to a 1, and then a 3 for a total of 4, and then I have a 6. I should win everything, but maybe at this type of Baccarat you don't get 2 for 1. Since we started with $20, we're up $2.50. But she's getting ready for the next hand, so let's place our $5 bet on banker again. You can play banker, you can play pair, doesn't really matter. It's what you prefer, what you think might come up. Again, we're looking for our cards to be closer to 9 than the other person's cards. Face and 10s are worth 0, and then everything else is worth its standard amount. Okay, so we end up with 8. The player hand reduced, and so we won. Now, this would be a great time to cash out, right? It'd be a great time to cash out, Cal. But do I do that? No, I don't. I'm going to go through really quickly the rest of the hands. I'm going to call out the values of the cards as they come out, as they're being dealt. So 0, 1, 1, 9 plus 1 is 0. So we end up with a 0 hand because the 9 plus the ace equal to 10, and then we got another face card. So altogether it was 1 player and 0 for us, and so we lost. So this game is actually quite easy. It's just adding up the values of the cards as they come out. There are a lot of people who like to see the patterns. They bet based on the probability of certain cards coming out. They do side bets. I basically just stick to banker or player. So let's see what happens here. We've got 7, and our amount is 13 plus 1 is 14, so it reduces to 4. 7 to 4. So we lose again. All right. At this point, I'm considering whether or not I should keep going, but of course the answer is yes, because I love Baccarat. It's really, to me, it's pretty fun. By the way, you can check out all the stats. Who's won what? So you can bet according to that. All right, you got a 0 to an 8, a 0 to a 10. Okay, great. So we have 8 and player has 0. We won. We're back up. I put my $5 bet back on banker, and let's see what happens. Looks like a 3, a 10, a 9, a 9 to a 7. The player wins. $5 again, back on banker. Let's see what happens here. All right. right, a 0. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. 5 to an 8. We win here. So I'm hoping it might be a banker streak and we can capitalize on that. So let's see what happens. Oh, a 9. 9 to a 4. They still have a 9. Oh, we lost. So I'm just sticking with my $5 bet on banker, hoping that it'll bounce back. Let's see. Oh, they've got a 9. We've got 0. Okay, it reduced to a 4, but then they got a 5. It's a 9 to a nothing. 9 to a nothing. I'm keeping it simple and sticking with banker, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so players got a 9, we have a 7. Okay, they reduced to a 7. We've got 13. 13 plus 8 is 21. That reduces down to a 1. So we lose. This isn't blackjack. Otherwise, I would have won. Okay, this time I am going to bet these side bets. It looks like they could pay. Who knows? It's $1 a piece just for some funsies. Let's see what happens on these side bets. All right, so players got a 2 and we've got a 6. Oh, wow. So we did win. We won on banker, winning with 3 cards with a 6. So that helped us get up. So now we're back to almost where we started from. All of that for just $1. So I'm going to see if I can maybe turn this around with one more hand of banker. That's what we need. We need banker to win, and let's go. All right, player gets a 6. We have an 8, looks good. But with another 8, we reduce. 16 becomes 6. So we tie. We get our money back at this casino. Do you guys love Baccarat yet? Let's see what happens this hand. Okay, player ends up with 7 and 5, which is 12. With a 4, which is 16, so it reduces to 6. And we have 6 as well. Another tie. Well, go figure. Yeah, you can make this tie bet if you want to, but I'm boring and I am just sticking with banker. Last hand, everybody. Let's see what happens. Okay. We've got a 9. Oh, we reduced to a 1. I think we lost. Okay, so we end up with $16. We're cashing out. $16. Okay, cashing out with 16 bucks is okay. It's not a win. It's not a huge loss. So, okay, there we go.